Are you in final expense insurance sales and you really want to start seeing more of your business sticking? You're maybe having a sour taste in your mouth because your business is going bonk. It's blowing up. It's not staying on the books. If that's you right now, my friends, thank you for watching this content. This is going to be what you need so that you can keep more of the business that you're writing. There's nothing worse than writing a bunch of business and then being faced with this just monstrous level of chargebacks because you didn't understand a couple very little things that you could have done to help solve the problem. So we're going to dive into this with you. And before we do this, my name is Jason. I'm your friend in the industry, and I am so blessed to partner with some of the most amazing, brand new veteran agents, as well as agencies that partner here, selling life, Medicare, and annuities face-to-face, but more importantly, in the telespace. So free resources for your taking at jasonfinalexpense.com. And I hope this is just the help you need to help other great folks in final expense sales. It's a great place to be, but let me tell you, the business is far from easy. So if you're taking notes, the first thing you need to understand is how your consumers are paid. This hamstrings so many brand new final expense insurance agents because they don't know how the consumer is paid. Typically, if they're on disability or on Social Security, they're paid on the first or the third of the month, or they're paid on the second, third, or fourth Wednesday of the month. This is very critical for you if you want to capitalize, because if you don't know how your consumer's paid, all these problems start happening and you feel like you're hamstrung, especially when you're first starting out. So if you don't have a Social Security billing calendar, reach out at jasonfinalexpense.com and I will send you one, a PDF, so that you have this powerful tool. And I'll also put a video up here as well at the end that you can engage with that will really walk you through how your consumer is paid. Because if you don't know how they're paid, this is when problems will ensue. So for example, let's say the consumer is paid on the third of the month. Well, if the third of the month falls on a Sunday, that consumer was actually paid on Friday, days before. See how this can be a problem? The person's paid once a month and you set them up on the third. Well, if the third falls on a Sunday, that company that you're trying to sell probably won't take the money out or attempt to do it until maybe the fourth or the fifth. This will just rip you a new one and really make you feel sour when you could have found success. So understand how your consumers are paid before you help them so that you don't have this very problem. So watch that video at the end. Hope that's a help to you. So now that you know how your consumers paid, this is going to help you fix some of these little problems where you're not writing business that's staying on the books. Number two, you now need to align with carriers that know how to bill the very moment that the consumer gets that cash in their hands, that money hits their bank, so that your premiums don't go bonk, bonk, bonk. Because like we say, the business that sticks, the business that stays, that, my friends, is the business that pays. It's not all about price. A lot of agents feel the pain of this industry because I'm going to go write the cow carrier. They're $4 cheaper. I'm going to write this carrier, that carrier. They're $2, $3 cheaper. And let me tell you, you're going to get hurt doing that. In this space, the final expense market, you need to make for certain sure, all right, if that's even a word, you need to make for certain that the carrier that you're utilizing is staying true with Social Security billing. And I mean insanely good. We've got a carrier, a couple of them that we use, that will take the money out the moment that the consumer's paid. So if they're paid on the third, and they were paid 2-3 days before or the month before, that's the moment we're taking the money out. This makes a difference, a huge difference in your persistency selling final expense insurance. And agents that have all these painful problems are using the wrong companies. Now, they're good companies for those of you watching. They're great companies, but not for the final expense consumer base, because if it doesn't stick and stay, it doesn't pay the final expense problems, right? That's no good. We didn't really do good by the consumer by saving them a couple bucks when the business goes bonk. So you've got to understand it's not about price, but it's about the value picture here, the value proposition. Use the right carrier so that you don't call it quits in a business of insurance sales where 90% of the agent force fails anyway. You want to be the top 8% in the nation that just loves this industry. Please understand how Social Security billing works, and then make sure that you align with the right insurance companies, also called insurance carriers, so that you can keep more of the business business that you're selling. Because if you align with the right carrier that takes out the money at the very moment that they're paid, this will solve the problem before the problem even comes into the room. This is going to make a radical difference in your final expense insurance levels of profitability by using the right carrier. Now, the next thing I want to share with you, and I hope you're liking this so far, number 3 is you've got to make sure that you're not stretching a consumer. They only get paid a little bit of money, or maybe a middle class amount of money. Maybe you're helping a higher class, but even higher classes, let me tell you, you're going to create problems the moment that you pressure a consumer into a higher priced position. No different than blowing up a balloon. If you pressurize it too much, pop, right? It could be fun. It could be great, just like when we were all kids. But no kidding, my friends, don't pressure a consumer or it'll create problems. You may be able to sell it, but it won't stick. It won't stay. Stretch a client, everything snaps. Nothing goes good. It's all about what is their budget? What can they budget? What is good for them? All right. If it's budgetable for them, it won't be the problem that other agents that can't keep their business on the books will experience. What is their budget? What is their budget? What is their budget? If it's their budget, won't be as big of a problem. But if you stretch that consumer, you may sell it, but the moment you're off that phone, gravity strikes. Gotcha. Let me tell you, they will make sure they call their bank. They'll make sure that you can't take any money, and then you won't make any money in this industry, and you're going to say the business stinks. Just don't stretch consumers. It's a way to really keep more of your business on the books. Now, the next tip I want to share with you is slow down. I know that sometimes in my videos, you're drinking from a fire hose, but I'm trying to get this knowledge to you. You've got to slow down with a consumer. The moment that you rush the process, you take a shortcut, it can slap you silly. You've got to relax and focus on the consumer's problem. The more time and attention that you focus on their problems before your product comes out, the better you will be. But make sure they can budget it. Slow down. And then once you've sold them a great insurance policy, all right, a great whole life, final expense, whole life solution, now you've got to just relax here and remind them of why they did this with you. You've got to remind them of why they're buying life insurance with you today. This is going to be something that when they put that phone down, they remember. We all forget things. Happens to all of us, right? So remind them of why they bought from you today, and this will help your business stay on the books in a more powerful place so that you can last in the final expense industry. If you do final expense telesales or even face-to-face, it's the same techniques here. Remind them of why they purchased it from you, and then maybe ask them what they're doing for the rest of the day. Focus on them as just a person, not a prospect. You've got to be one that is the most insane friendly professional that they've ever seen, but it's not about price. It's about you being the very person, the very agent that they desire in their life. Focus on the service that you're going to bring, the value and the solutions that you provide for them, and how their problems are now resolved because they really took control of everything by placing their trust with you. And then at this point, you're going to maybe do some great follow-up game. You're going to really let them know that they won today. They found just crazy value in you. And you're now going to remind them of maybe in the next 3 weeks, you'll get that policy in the mailbox. Give them a thank you note. Maybe if it's a TCPA compliant lead that's given opt-in permission, you can text them thank you, right? These little things can go a long way to help you keeping yourself in the business, because the business is very simple, but it's not easy. You're going to get told no a lot. And some new insurance agents, wow, they just want to get off that phone as fast as they can. And that's a fast way to fail. So slow down, remind them that you're there for them, remind them of the problems that they've solved by having a solution with you, because the business that sticks, the business that stays, that, my friends, is the business that pays. I hope this helps you. And if you've got a topic you want me to take it up for you, put it in the comments below. I'll help you in any way I can. Hope you have a great day. Have a powerful day tomorrow. And remember, you've always got what it takes. I appreciate you.